So I'm Chad Deckow. I'm a dairy cattle geneticist here at Penn State, and right now we are at the John Almquist Center, which is where a lot of pioneering research was done in the artificial insemination industry. And we've got our 3 special bull calves here that are from the old genetic lineages. And so we're here at the Almquist Center right across from the Penn State football stadium.
Hi guys. So these are all 3 the males?
Yes. So these 3 bulls are a cross of some modern day genetic line Holsteins with a bull from the 1960s era that was actually bred at the University of Minnesota.
So what I was going to ask before is in this day and age of AI and with something like an ownership of a line maybe, I mean I could see how maybe the company that gives you the sample says, that's my sample, I own it, and it's an intellectual patent type thing. Do you have that kind of thing occurring in agriculture?
To some extent, yes, but there's a limit to it because naturally occurring life forms are not patentable. So for example, the Holstein Association can't patent the Holstein breed. The pole gene that causes their horns not to grow, that can't be patented because it's naturally occurring. So there are certainly organizations that restrict how they have licensing agreements in terms of who can use their product and whether you can sell offspring that result from their germplasm that they provide you. But in terms of patenting, we can't patent these bulls.
But if you tweak them a little, you probably could. And let's face it, you had to go into a lab to do this, really. So I could see an argument in ag someday soon that says we get the right to do what Monsanto did with their seeds and own the line.
Yeah. Now it would depend on what type of genetic modification you're doing. If you are inserting a gene from another species and creating a genetically modified organism, then that would be something, it would not be a naturally occurring life form that, as I understand it, could be patented. If you did some CRISPR technology that just copied something that already happens in nature, then that's a little bit more of a gray area because it's something that's naturally occurring. I'm not sure that could be patented, but I think that's going to be tested in the near future.
Between this and the ethical questions that have been raised, agriculture is facing new horizons that I would have thought never would have occurred before.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So.
I mean and the ethics are different, and it used to be just strictly science and nature, and it is what it is, correct?
Right. Yeah. So we were just the way the cows were reproducing is different artificially versus naturally, but the process was basically the same. We're just putting semen into a cow. And now we're moving from that and maybe potentially creating very specific changes in the DNA in a laboratory. So that certainly is going to change the game a little bit, and it's hard to predict how that will work out.
So how does a college like, I know you can't necessarily speak for the college in this, but how does a college like Penn State deal with that? Do they have a crossover in the agriculture department with maybe the ethics department? Are ag students required to take a legal procedures class? How does it work?
No, really there is not. So this is one of the things where maybe I disagree with some in the scientific community, because as scientists, we always want to see what we can do and push the limits as far as we can, and we don't want to be told no. And so really that's almost the job of society to some extent, to say, no, this is how far we want you to go, and this is our ethical standard, and hold the scientist to it, because the scientist is always going to find a way to rationalize going above and beyond, whether it's agriculture, human, The scientist never wants limits placed, and so that's really the job of culture at large, I believe, to put those limits in place, because the scientists aren't going to self-regulate themselves. They may slow the process down a little bit, but eventually they'll rationalize their way to the next step.
That's interesting, in a very honest way of viewing it, because it is the nature of your personality to say, hey, I bet I can.
Yes, exactly.
And nature of society to say, yes, but should you?
You're
yes.
right. Yeah.
Yes, and once it's out there, you know, once the
Yeah,
Hadron Collider is
putting
built,
it,
and you
yeah.
start colliding things against each other, that, you know, that you can't really take that
Can't put the
little black
genie
hole
back in the bottle. Yep.